Hey, let me ask you a quick question. You ever been at a birthday party where there's just one cake and like 20 hungry people? At first, it's all smiles. Everyone's excited. But then someone pulls out the knife to start cutting slices. And suddenly, it's a game of geometry and politics. Somebody wants a big corner piece with frosting flowers. Somebody else is hovering, trying to make sure they don't get the smallest slice. And there's always that one kid, let's call him Bob, who somehow ends up with two pieces while pretending it was an accident. Now imagine someone stands up and says, "Wait, why don't we all just have a full cake each? Problem solved." Sounds amazing, right? Except, who's baking all these extra cakes? Who's got the ovens? The ingredients? The time? It's a great idea on paper, but in real life, making sure everyone gets a whole cake takes a lot more than just wishing it into existence. And that's kinda what it's like when people ask, why can't everyone just be rich? Sounds fair, right? Just give everyone loads of money and boom, problem solved. Except, it's not. Because money doesn't work like birthday cake. If we all get a slice, it doesn't mean everyone's full. Let's take Bob again. Bob wakes up one morning and finds $1 trillion under his pillow. He is now, by all definitions, rich. He rushes out to buy a new car, a mansion, maybe 10 goats. Bob's weird. But here's the twist. Everyone else also woke up to $1 trillion surprise. The goat guy? He's rich too, so he quit selling goats. The real estate agent? Also, rich, she's now chilling in Fiji. The car factory workers? Gone. Why work when you're already a trillionaire? Bob suddenly realizes, even though he has money, he can't buy anything. There's no one left to make the stuff, or sell the stuff, or fix the stuff. Which means Bob might be rich on paper, but in reality, he's just a confused guy standing next to a giant pile of useless cash and some very uncooperative goats. Here's the thing most people don't realize. Money only matters if you can use it to get real stuff: food, clothes, iPhones, sneakers, Netflix subscriptions, goat milk, whatever. And that stuff? It doesn't magically appear just because you have money. It has to be made, grown, delivered, invented, built. In other words, wealth isn't just piles of money. It's the things and services money gives you access to. And here's where it gets spicy. The value of money comes from how much stuff it can buy, not just how much of it you have. If everyone suddenly had $1 million, prices would skyrocket because the amount of stuff hasn't changed, just the amount of money chasing it. Let's say there are only 10 sandwiches in town, and suddenly everyone's walking around with a suitcase full of cash. The first person offers $10 for a sandwich. The next offers $100. Before you know it, lunch costs $5,000 because money's not rare anymore. But sandwiches? Still pretty limited. This is what economists call inflation when prices rise, because the purchasing power of money goes down. And if you keep going, you get hyperinflation, which is like inflation on energy drinks. There are real-world examples of this too. In Zimbabwe, at one point, a loaf of bread cost 35 million Zimbabwean dollars. People were literally carrying wheelbarrows of money to the market and still couldn't afford groceries. So, giving everyone more money doesn't make everyone rich. It just makes money less valuable. It's like handing out gold medals at the start of a race. Sure, everyone looks like a winner, but now the medal means nothing. Okay, so maybe we shouldn't just print money and give it away. But what if we made sure everyone had access to jobs that paid really well? Like, what if minimum wage was $500 an hour and everyone got bonuses for showing up? Cool idea in theory, but again, if everyone earns more, businesses have to spend more. To stay afloat, they'll either raise prices, hello again, inflation, cut jobs, or replace humans with robots that don't ask for lunch breaks. So now Bob is sitting at home, unemployed, eating $100 cereal, and wondering why his get-rich plan isn't working. See the problem? You can't make everyone rich just by increasing the numbers in their bank accounts. There's another side to this too, one we don't like talking about much. Wealth, by nature, is relative. Rich is a comparison word. If everyone has the same amount of stuff, no one is richer than anyone else. In that world, owning a private jet doesn't make you special because everyone else has one too. It just becomes normal, like having a toothbrush. And guess what happens next? People shift the goalposts. Bob doesn't want to be rich anymore. He wants to be richer than Alice. So now he buys 2 jets and paints them gold. Alice responds with a floating mansion. And just like that, we're back in the race. Because wealth isn't only about money. It's also about status, power, influence, security, and let's be honest, bragging rights. And those things, They only work when not everyone has them. Which leads us to a weird, uncomfortable truth. In most economies, someone has to be at the bottom of the ladder for there to even be a ladder. That doesn't mean we can't improve things. We absolutely can. We can fight poverty, reduce inequality, raise standards of living, and make sure people have access to healthcare, education, and opportunities. But a world where everyone is rich, in the same way, at the same time? Well, that kind of world sounds nice in theory, like free puppies or calorie-free chocolate, but it just doesn't work the way we hope. Because being rich isn't only about having money. It's about having more than what's normal. It's a moving target, like chasing the horizon. And let's not forget, not all wealth is created equal. Some people inherit it. Some build businesses. Some invent things. Some exploit others. Some get lucky. And yes, some work brutally hard their entire lives and still never make it. So when we talk about making everyone rich, we're brushing past the messy, uncomfortable, deeply human stuff like effort, luck, systems, exploitation, inequality, value creation, and even plain randomness. It's not just about giving everyone more money. It's about asking deeper questions. Who creates value? Who controls resources? Who decides what gets rewarded and how much? Because if we want to live in a world that's fairer, happier, and healthier, we don't just need more money flying around. We need better systems, smarter policies, more empathy, and yes, some honest conversations about how much is enough. But let's zoom out a bit. Think of society like a big orchestra. If everyone tries to be the loudest instrument, it's just noise. But when different parts play together, some loud, some soft, some fast, some slow, you get harmony, you get music. Maybe being rich shouldn't mean owning the most stuff or flexing on social media. Maybe real wealth is having enough plus health, time, peace of mind, and people who love you even if your goat count is 0. Wild thought, I know. And hey, none of this means we should give up on progress. Far from it. We should absolutely aim to lift people out of poverty, fix broken systems, and close unfair gaps. But chasing the idea that everyone can be rich, all at once, forever, like it's some kind of cheat code to life, that's like saying everyone in a race should finish first. Nice idea. Completely misses the point. So, in conclusion, being rich sounds awesome until you dig a little deeper and realize that money, by itself, doesn't solve the big stuff. If we all had $1 trillion but no food, no services, no workers, and no value exchange, we'd just be stuck with expensive goats and nothing to eat. Wealth isn't just cash. It's the real stuff behind it. Labor, creativity, supply chains, cooperation, balance. And most importantly, it's relative. So instead of chasing a fantasy where everyone is rich in the same way, maybe the smarter move is to build a world where everyone has enough to live a decent, meaningful life. That way, the birthday cake might still be limited, but nobody leaves the party hungry. If you want me to make other videos explaining these topics, please like and subscribe. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you might also love the one showing on the screen right now. Why don't you click and check it out? Thanks for watching.